Swizz and Pesci. Pesci and Swizz. It's a saying that we go by for years, months, centuries, and we're back to say it one more time. Season 4. Glad to be back.
Glad to be back, sir. I can't tell you guys how excited I am for this. Taking 4 weeks off. Who knows? We might have to readjust that because I need to give you guys content. These people need more Pesci. We were gone for 4 weeks. I can't tell you how many text messages I got. Where's Pesci? When you guys going back on live? What's going on? Where you guys been at? More Pesci. More Pesci. More Pesci. Just saying. So we might have to reevaluate. But it's been a wonderful month off. We have a lot of good things to talk about today. Before we get started, do you have anything that you want to say to the fans?
Yes. I would like to congratulate a friend of the show and a local rapper on his first child on air. Congratulations again, Dom.
Oh yeah,
for his baby girl.
Congratulations. I didn't know where the fuck. I didn't know where the fuck you were going with that. I'm like, who the fuck? All right, yeah. Congrats, my boy. Congrats.
I know you're going to be a great father, and we're excited to see what the future has for you.
Facts.
Other than that, I would like to say good luck to Gary Sanchez. He was traded during our break to the Minnesota Twins. He played his entire professional career with the Yankees, so it's hard to see him go. Also, good luck to John Feliciano. He was released by the Buffalo Bills. Feliciano, you were the heart and soul of Buffalo, and
that's debatable, but
I appreciate your time here, and I wish we would have got a Super Bowl for you.
You were a decent lineman. You know your endeavors. Good luck. But as far as addressing anything before we get started, fuck no. I'm ready to talk sports. I'm ready. This has been, we took probably I don't want to say it in a bad way, but the worst month off that we probably could have. With everything that happened in football, how close the fucking basketball MVP race is, how close the standings are, Lakers are, what's going on. There's so much to talk about.
Can I pull one receipt before we get into our topics?
Okay, pull a receipt.
I want to say again on the record, I was the one who said Boston was going to turn things
Shut the fuck up! Yo, stop even... All right. The true listeners, the true fans, y'all know, I said before the All-Star break, it was either going to be Milwaukee or I said Boston if they got it turned around. One of those two teams come out the East. I said they were going to turn it around. They went and made one very specific, solid trade. Turn the whole fucking season around. But we're going to get into that.
Also, April 30th, Renegades are having another beer blast. Last one before the season. If you want to get lit, free beer, free well drinks. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you weren't at the last one, you missed out. Pesci was there.
The last one, I had probably 486 cookies. So they were really good cookies. So
I can't guarantee the cookies will be there, but I can guarantee
cookies.
Swizz will be there. Pesci will be there. What else do you need to go? $20 a ticket. Hit us up.
This one's yours.
This one's mine. This one's yours.
Shout out to Core. No sponsorship, but just
waiting on the sponsorship.
Just a solid water brand. with the perfectly balanced pH purified water. Stop playing.
I'm a Dasani man myself.
Get out of my house. Get out. Dasani is battery acid in a fucking plastic bottle.
All right, well,
if I ate the bottle, it would probably taste better than the water.
Okay. Let me write that in my notes for the show. Dasani is battery acid. Okay.
He actually is ready.
Good.
He's got no notes. On the laptop.
Whoa! They don't know what's on the laptop.
It's a blank Word doc.
So there's we're at the point where there's 1 week left in the NBA regular season. And since we were talking about Boston a moment ago, I say we go right into how we believe it's going to all pan out once the playoffs are all said and done and over with. So let's start with, as of right now, the Eastern Conference, the 9-10 game will be Brooklyn at Charlotte.
As of right this second. Now everything's subject to change. They got 3-4 games left. Not a lot will change, but some will change. So this is as of right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Who do you have?
So you said Hornets, Nets?
Yeah.
I got Nets.
I have the Nets. And, I mean, credit to Charlotte on a pretty good,
Yeah, no, they're a young, solid team. They got a lot to improve on, so,
So the 9-10 game would be...
Cavs, Hawks.
I apologize. I just screwed that
you
all
just
up.
fucked the whole thing up. It's
Yeah.
9-10
Is Charlotte, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah. So Charlotte would be eliminated. So then it would be the 7-8 game is
Cavs, Hawks.
Atlanta at Cleveland.
Yes.
I have Atlanta beating Cleveland in Cleveland.
I have Atlanta moving on as well.
Okay. So then it would be Cleveland versus Brooklyn to see who gets the last spot.
The 8 seed, yeah.
I have Brooklyn.
I also have Brooklyn. That's a no-brainer. You have Kevin Durant.
Okay. Shout out to Cleveland, though. The young boys played good this year.
Phenomenal this year. They played, I think early in the season, I had them in my, top
Worst
five worst.
starting
Yeah.
lineups.
Same thing with the Spurs. Both of them. I had them both in my top 5 worst starting lineups going into that into this season. So, shout out the Spurs, too, because both them teams. Nice, young teams. Lot to, work around right there.
So then the 1 versus 8 game, based off what we both said would happen in the play-in tournament, would be Brooklyn versus Miami. Now, I am also going to share this because I forgot to.
Okay.
Who do you have, Brooklyn or Miami?
It's not an upset because the Heat are the higher seed, but if you have Kevin Durant, you're always contending. But I have the Heat beating the Nets in the first round.
As do I.
Yeah. Now, if Ben Simmons was playing, that would be a completely different story. However, his bum ass is not playing, and I'd love to see you play some basketball sometime soon, kid.
So then the 4-5, which is that side of the bracket, would be who?
I only wrote my winners. I didn't know you were asking for me to keep it all up. Let me see, because I just sent it to you. So it would be 4-5 would be Sixers Bulls.
All right, I have Philly winning that series.
I also have Philly winning that series.
Okay.
They just announced as of a half hour ago, Lonzo Ball's out for the remainder of the season and playoffs. So it's a heartbreaker for Chicago fans. Shout out Drew Howe.
All right, the other side of the Eastern Conference bracket would be the 3-6 game. You have Milwaukee versus Toronto. I have the Bucks.
As well as I.
Okay. Then you have the 2-7, which would be Boston and Atlanta. I have Boston.
Of course. So do I.
Okay, now in the second round, it would be the 1 seed Miami taking on the 4 seed Philadelphia 76ers. Who do you got?
Miami.
As do I.
Great minds think alike. Some of these are no-brainers, guys.
Then you have the 3 seed Milwaukee Bucks taking on the 2 seed Boston Celtics. Pesci, because you are on record saying that there will be a green team coming out of the East, who do you have winning that series?
There will be a green team coming out of the East. It will be Milwaukee or Boston. However, if things line up how they are as of today, it will be, like you said, Milwaukee versus Boston. Shout out Giannis. But, Tatum's winning MVP next year. I got Boston advancing.
I also have Boston advancing.
Stop playing that. Yo, deadass. Let me see. Ooh, okay. Surprised.
So then the Eastern Conference Championship will be Miami and Boston. Miami is the 1 seed, Boston is the 2 seed.
Works out
Pesci, I will tell you now, I have Miami strictly based off of coaching. I love
That's fair.
Spoelstra, and I think that playoff basketball coaching has a lot to do with the outcome.
Yeah.
And Boston does have a rookie head coach. What about you?
I have Boston winning, but I like your point because you're absolutely right. It's a rookie coach. Can he lead a still kind of younger team? But I think, I don't know, because when you look at their team, they're not really that young. They have, their guys are, developed. So I don't know. That if it comes down to Celtics Heat, that's going to be a good matchup. I mean, even if it comes down to Bucks Heat, that'd be another good ass matchup too.
Now, mind you, prior to the Robert Williams injury, I would have said Boston.
Oh, yeah?
So, depending on how healthy he is during the playoffs and the level of percentage of like health that he comes back and plays at,
Yeah.
could change that outcome because Robert Williams was in conversation for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. Well, he holds all of his opponents to like under like 33% shooting or something. Like when guarded, it's insane. So yeah.
As much as I love like Daniel Tice and Horford, they're nowhere near the defensive presence as Williams.
No. However, shout out Horford though. He's been playing a lot of like big, solid, good minutes for Boston. He comes in and plays really good basketball for his like 12 to 20 minutes every game that he plays.
So who do you have?
For what?
Miami, Boston.
Oh, I said Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, no, I got Boston.
Okay, so
I told you it's somebody green.
Okay, so that's the only place where we differ is who's actually going to make it out.
Yeah, I will.
The West, I know, is ours are going to be much different.
Yeah, I will go on record saying that no matter what the seeding is somebody green, and that's a fact.
I don't like Jimmy Butler. I'm not a fan of his game.
It's fair. Not really, but it's fair.
I'm really not a fan of any certain player on that team in their
Who
game other than Kyle Lowry.
That's the person that he likes on the team.
Hold on.
You got it.
I think Adebayo is underrated.
Okay, that's fair.
But I think that the addition of PJ Tucker is going to be the difference.
Absolutely. We knew that. We knew going into the season that they were already a really good defensive team, and you add a defensive dog like PJ Tucker to that squad. And you add Kyle Lowry, another defensive dog. So, yeah.
Let's move to the West.
This is where things are going to get real hostile and possibly violent in this
Let's get crazy!
All right, so we got 9-10 game. We got Pelicans, Spurs. I got
Pelicans.
I also have the Pelicans.
I'm glad because I was ready to snap if you would have said the Spurs.
Yeah. Well, DeJounte Murray is not coming back, I don't think. So they if he plays, that's a closer series. I still would pick the Pelicans. Oh, it's just one game?
The playing tournament is one game.
Oh.
I'm taking them boys with McCollum.
Okay, either way, yeah. No, they still have a better team. But damn.
7-8. You got Minnesota hosting the Clippers.
Clips, eh?
You got Clippers?
What the fuck? You
I got Minnesota. In Minnesota, I got Minnesota. In a one game, I got Minnesota. At home. They've been playing good basketball. Edwards, Russell, Cat, Beverly. What else do you need to know?
You didn't have me until you said Patrick Beverly.
See, Robbie says he's got Bucks over Celtics.
It's green. It's green. Whoever it is green. Either way, Giannis has been one of my top favorite players in the league these guys used to clown me for drafting him in the 2K drafts because nobody could say his fucking name. You know what I mean? So it don't matter. You could pick Boston, you could pick Milwaukee. It's green. It's green. Verde.
That's blue.
No, Verde.
Oh.
I had my thumb on the green. Don't try and violate me.
Got it.
Don't try and violate me.
Now, for the final spot, then it would be, for me, it would be the Clippers versus New Orleans. For you, it would be Minnesota versus New Orleans. So tell the people who you would have if it was Minnesota at home against the Pelicans for the 8th seed.
Pelicans. Straight up. You want to know why? Zion's dad said this morning, I was watching while we were at the gym, that he expects his son to play basketball this season. Either way, I love B.I. I love me some B.I. Love me some C.J. McCollum. Them boys got heart down there. But and fuck Patrick Beverly. No, I'm just playing. I love Patrick Beverly. The Pelicans are a solid team. So are the Timberwolves. It's a one. Like you said, it's a one game. It could go either way. all of these games in the play-in, regardless of what game you're watching, is going to be very suspenseful and very close. I don't think any of these games are going to be blowouts, with the exception of maybe the Nets Hornets.
New Orleans Spurs is going to be a blowout.
I mean, that's okay. That's the other. That I'll give you that. Like that one might. It's not going to be. It'll be closer than Nets Hornets. I'll tell you that much. But
You're sleeping on the Hornets.
you know me. I love LaMelo Ball. I've been LaMelo Ball's biggest supporter
Shout
since he
out
was
to
in.
Slave.
For what?
He said, "Talk to me, gang."
Oh. Well, I was talking about LaMelo. I'm like, is he a LaMelo guy too? No, but and Scary Terry, love me some Scary Terry. So I'm not sleeping on him, but they're going against the Slim Reaper. Kyrie's playing. The Slim Reaper, bro.
Okay, all right. So getting back to the play-in is I have Clippers at home against New Orleans. I have the Clippers winning.
Okay.
So I don't have New Orleans making the playoffs.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess
I got
that's
the
fair.
Clippers in there. I just think the Clippers are well coached. It's enough to get by the injury problems. So first round, I have Phoenix Clippers. I got Clippers first round bounce. Phoenix advancing. You have Phoenix Pelicans.
Yeah, and I got Phoenix advancing.
Yeah, Phoenix advancing. Yeah. Okay, so then the 4-5 game, Dallas Denver. What do you got?
This one was probably one of the tougher ones for me, only because how well Dallas has been playing as of recently. But Jamal Murray's going to come back for the playoffs at some point, whether it's halfway through that series, whether it's to start the series. I think he's going to come back for that series. And that's all you really need to say. Jokic is going to play at an MVP level regardless, and you add Jamal Murray to that, I got the Nuggets coming out of that series.
I've been keeping very close attention to the Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. injury statuses because, as you know, I love Denver. I love their roster.
Absolutely.
Have since they made the trade for Aaron Gordon, since before that when they had Gary Harris. Love all those guys. That being said, I'm a realist.
Mm-hmm.
I got Luka Doncic doing Don shit, and I got Dallas beating Denver because
that's
Michael
fair.
Porter Jr.'s injury status has been setback after setback after setback since January.
Right.
And Jamal Murray, even if he came back, he wouldn't be playing full-time minutes. So I got Luka Doncic.
If you had Mavs Clippers, I would give you Luka Doncic. I'd give you him doing Don shit. But we're gonna go big yoke. We're gonna go big yoke on that one.
Robbie's also taking Dallas.
Listen, that's fair. They've been playing very good since the Spencer Dinwiddie trade. Kristaps Porzingis is super toxic in that locker room. I don't mind anybody picking the Mavericks to advance.
He said Game 7 though.
It would absolutely would be close.
I would agree on that as well. Okay, 2-7 game. I have Memphis, Minnesota. I have Memphis.
Wait, you
beating
skipped
them.
3-6.
I just have that in a different order.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's the same side of the bracket.
Okay.
Memphis, Minnesota. I have Memphis. For you, it would be Memphis Clippers. Who do you got?
Nope.
What?
Be Memphis. Oh wait, yeah. Sorry, I was reading my list wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the Clippers coming out of that one.
Beating Memphis?
Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
Beating Memphis in the first round.
Absolutely. Stop playing. Paul George is going to go out there and prove to everybody why he's a top 15 player. Did you not see Robert Covington drop 46? The Clippers are the deepest team in the fucking league. I'm not going for that. And they said Kawhi might come back for fucking closer to the end of the playoffs. I don't give a fuck.
Robbie says you're crazy. He said Memphis all
Give a
day.
fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm a Clippers fan. Ask him where the Knicks is at. Oh, alright then. Stop playing with me.
Ask him what colors his room were painted first. Was it orange and blue or was it red and blue, Joe? What was it?
That's an invalid question. My room was never red and blue.
Don't you regret that coming to the Knicks?
Oh, man.
Top 15 player in 2014, baby.
Who said that? Slave?
CJ Slade.
Fuck you. Paul George. Let's not forget. 2 years.
A broken chair?
No, I'm not giving you a broken chair. It's a fucking plastic chair on a hardwood floor.
Oh,
What are you doing?
Paul George. Swave, God bless you for bringing some insight.
No, Paul George was top 3 in MVP and DPOY, what, 3 years ago?
Since his first game back, his shooting percentage has been caca. It has been. I've been keeping up.
Alright.
That being said,
Whatever.
Golden State, Utah, we both got Golden State. Do I even have to ask?
No. And Pesci's hot take, start of the season, coach on the hot seat, guarantee you Utah gets broken up this offseason. Guarantee you, whether it's Rudy Gobert leaving or Donovan Mitchell, it is almost a guarantee. Lock it in. If you can bet on that, go bet on it right now. You're going to win millions.
They have, I will say, I'm not supposed to say this now, but I have been in contact with Utah about the upcoming vacancy.
Yeah, okay. The head coaching vacancy? Okay, all right, cool.
I am free in the winters.
In the winters.
In the winters, it's basketball season.
Okay.
Also, shout out to CJ Swave. When I saw him on the news, I think he had a game against McKinley, and Swave was on the news. He had and one. Facts. Shout out
Swave was and one.
Take. Hi. Okay. Phoenix at Dallas. For me, I have Phoenix coming out.
Of course.
You would have Phoenix.
No,
Denver. Your response.
The Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix Suns
are the best team in the league as of right now. Yes.
Okay. On the other side, you have the Clippers taking on Golden State. Let me guess. The Clippers.
No, I'm not.
So you got Clippers beating the Memphis Grizzlies, but not Golden
They're
State.
A very young team.
Which team has more question marks right now? Let's be honest.
For who?
The Warriors or the Grizzlies?
I'm taking Golden State's experience over Memphis's
That wasn't my question. Which team has more question marks entering the playoffs?
What do you mean question marks? Like players in and out of the lineup? Like question
Klay
marks
Thompson,
in terms of how players are going to play?
Steph, and Draymond.
Okay.
Can you safely say that any of those three are fully healthy right now?
Steph hasn't played basketball because I feel like they're holding him out until the playoffs so that way he is fully healthy.
It was Burgard. I'm sorry, Swave. It was Burgard. Okay. It wasn't McKinley. It was a shot in the dark that I even remember the and one, okay? It was a while ago.
It was an inner city school. That's fine. That's fine.
All right.
No, I mean I understand like what you're getting at, but like I said, they've been holding Steph out, and let's not forget how just perfect that basketball was when all three of them were playing. Like, yeah, Klay Thompson's been shaky since he's came back. Draymond hasn't been the same since Steph has been out. But when all three of them were playing, let's not forget what it looked like. Okay, so let's be honest. Now, I'm not saying that Memphis isn't a good team, but they are very young. Nobody on that team, with the exception of Steven Adams, has been to the playoffs.
Okay.
Right? Answer me that question. And when you look at
Dylan Brooks was hooping in the play-in tournament last year.
In the play-in tournament, but in terms of like actually playoffs, because they didn't make the playoffs last year. They made the play-in tournament and lost. So again, I'm going to ask you, with the exception of Steven Adams, anybody big notably on that team, do they have any playoff experience at all? Because I know they have Mario Chalmers somewhere sitting on their bench, so I'm not going to include him. Anybody big notably in their top 9 guys of rotation, except for Steven Adams, how many of them have playoff experience?
Okay.
Who's their head coach right now?
They have a great coach.
Who's their head coach?
I'm going to be honest, I don't remember his name. But he's the white dude with the scary eyes. And he's good.
Is it
He's
white
good.
dude with scary eyes?
He's a good coach.
Now we have to find out.
He's a good coach.
Now we have, because
that dude is doing his thing over there.
If there's anybody in the comment section that knows who Dallas' head coach is,
Dallas? Talking about Memphis.
Or Memphis, sorry. I'm stoned.
He's an underrated coach. For sure. That being said, I have Memphis versus Golden State. I also have Golden State advancing.
Taylor Jenkins?
Yes, Taylor Jenkins. Great head coach. Phenomenal. So then my conference finals is Phoenix, Golden State. I have Phoenix coming out.
I also have Phoenix, Golden State, and I have both of them circled because I told him when we were prepping for the show, Game 7, buzzer beater, could go either way. I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't
Make
tell
a
you.
prediction.
If I had to pick,
If you had to pick.
solely off of who I want to go.
Sure, whatever.
Golden State. I picked Golden State
Okay.
to start the season.
All right.
If I had to pick.
Okay, so then you have Golden State versus Boston.
Boston.
Who you got winning it?
Man. Oh, man.
Who you got winning this NBA championship? Talk to me.
Again, obviously Game 7.
I got it in a sweep.
Shut the fuck up. Man.
This chair is gonna break from under me.
It's just because you keep like leaning back.
I'm just letting you know,
stand
folks,
up
we're
for
gonna
2
see something
seconds.
funny.
It'll fly back.
Absolutely,
This
this should snap underneath me.
We're improvising with what we have, okay? Clearly we're not on the set.
I thought this was our set. Season 4, we upped it up. This is a beautiful room. Great acoustics.
Where's the jerseys, Swizz?
You know, this is a beautiful, well-painted wall. You kidding me?
This dog shit blue. I got Golden State.
Swave said he's turning the podcast off because you got Boston in the finals.
Turn it off.
Swave, if you're
Turn it off.
listening still and you can comment, who do you think has a better chance of making it, Boston or Miami? I'd love to hear your opinion. That being said, I have Miami, Phoenix,
It's fair.
and I have... Wait, you said Boston winning it?
No, I said Golden State winning.
Golden State winning
Yeah.
it. I have Phoenix winning it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Dude,
I think Chris Paul finally gets his ring.
He deserves it. That is fair. I wouldn't be upset if they went to the finals again and won. Like, I would not be upset at all because
I think that
Chris Paul does.
it's about that time. And I just think last year has really... Because if you see the difference of them last year in the regular season, like last year, their playoff run was more of a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
This year, they've been dominant all season.
Yeah,
They're hungry.
top seed all season. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Memphis, if the seeding wasn't the way it was, they could have made it to the conference finals. I just think Golden State, them running into Golden State, you know, if it was any other team besides Golden State, I would have put them right in there. But
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's absolutely
I mean, Miami, I guess, but realistically, it's either Milwaukee again or Boston. I feel like that's common sense.
So you're gonna
How are you going to say Miami?
You're gonna say
over
turn it off.
Boston?
Wait. Yeah. You're gonna say you're gonna turn it off because I got Boston. You just said Milwaukee or Boston.
Yeah, that doesn't make no sense.
If you tuned in to the start of the show, I said it's gonna be somebody wearing green. I posted on Facebook last week as well. The team coming out of the Eastern Conference Finals in the NBA is going to be wearing green. It's a rare day.
Okay.
Come on now.
All right. Now, I said Brooklyn.
I said Brooklyn.
Oh, read, bro. Sway, that's on me.
That's on him.
I'm sorry. I'm reading it sideways. If you guys don't, I'm sorry. I got the laptop, my notes, and the
That's on
phone.
him. Brooklyn? Yeah, right. They don't have Ben Simmons. Absolutely not. I'm not even gonna
Sway,
entertain
I
it.
like that take because I think that Brooklyn's got a shot. The only reason I had them.
They might not even make the fucking playing tournament. How are we gonna sit here and say they
They're
have a
already
shot?
clinched it. The Knicks are eliminated. The Knicks are the 11th seed. They've clinched the play-in.
When did the Knicks did they get eliminated last night? I was just listening to Jalen Jacoby this morning and they said that the Nets might not make the playing tournament.
Joey, they might not make the playoffs. The play-in tournament, they've already clinched.
Okay.
Because the other seed below the Brooklyn Nets is the Knicks, and the Knicks are 5.5 games back with 4 games left to play. The Knicks cannot make the playoffs, no matter what.
Alright, okay.
That being
Either
said,
way, they're in the playing tournament. I'm not
MVP.
counting them at all.
MVP race.
At all.
All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
The 2022 NBA MVP, I think we're both on the same page, should be Langston Galloway. I think his performance in the G League speaks volumes. What say you?
What'd you say? Langston Galloway? Shut the fuck up.
See, yeah, look at you. No, I got the Joker. Just look at his numbers. He's got 26 points a game, 13 boards, 8 assists on 58% shooting. They're the 5th seed in the West, and they haven't played the whole year without their second and arguably third best player, but at the very least, their second best player and another starter.
Facts.
So that's my argument. Anybody else making another argument opposing that, honestly, kick rocks because the numbers are the best and they're a top 5 seed in a conference. I mean, I don't know what else you need to talk about.
Real quick, shout out my boy James.
Marchese?
Absolutely. Shout out Caitlin for tuning in.
Who?
Robbie's girl. Caitlin.
Shout out.
And then Ty, shout out. He said, I don't know what I missed, but Bucks to the finals or 76ers is Harden stop shit in the bed. I'm not going to count on the 76ers going anywhere because Harden shits the bed every year in the playoffs.
Harden has looked bad since they started off 5-0.
I'm not counting him at all. Swave said, bro, they don't need Ben Simmons. They almost went last year without Kyrie. I mean, you're not wrong because you will always contend with Kevin Durant. You will always contend with Kevin Durant. I'm not saying that you're not wrong, but the East is stacked. It is stacked. There's so many good teams right now.
Not really.
Defensively,
not really. Let's be honest. Chicago's not what we thought they were. Let's be real.
They're not
what we thought they were.
Lonzo's been out for a significant amount of time.
Lonzo's
so
not
okay.
even a top 3 player on the team, so relax.
Lonzo's not a top 3 player?
Levine, Vucevic, DeRozan. Relax. Pump the brakes and relax.
Okay.
That being said, Chicago's not what we thought they were. That's true.
Okay.
Philly, no. James Harden has been playing like absolute shit. So unless he turns a straight 360, Philly ain't going.
I mean, but Embiid's playing at an MVP level, and Maxi's been playing out of his fucking mind all season. So let's not
again, we saw the seeding.
Okay.
They played in the first. They're a first round bounce. We just said that. First round. They're getting bounced by who? Oh no, they're not a first round bounce. No.
Say they're
Chicago. They're bouncing Chicago.
They're a second round bounce to fucking Heat. Both would be contenders if they didn't have injuries. Thank you.
See, this is the problem with Ty smoking.
I cannot wait for next week. If there's ever a fucking episode to watch, it's fucking next week's. Oh my god. I got MVP 2, Ty. I think this is gonna be his year finally. The only reason why I can't give MVP his MVP this season is the collapse in the last couple of games, and it are not couple of games for him specifically, but for the team. They have to win games. They gotta win games.
Have you guys seen the comparison between Embiid and Jokic's numbers? Because if you have, and you're still saying Embiid deserves it more than Jokic, then you're smoking work.
In all statistical categories, I shared this image on my Facebook. In terms of the 5 MVPs, or 6 that was on this list, it was Jokic, Booker, Giannis, Embiid, Tatum, and Luka. Out of maybe 40 statistics in terms of shooting percentages, advanced stats, win shares, everything, Embiid had the lead in 1 category, where Jokic had 26 categories. Like Booker, Giannis, and Tatum shared 4, and fucking Luka had like 3.
And again, if you look at the seeding, Philly is a 4 seed, and Denver is a 5 seed. So if Philly would have clinched the top seed in the East, maybe I would have gave it to him.
And I'll give it to him. He played without Ben Simmons, but let's be honest. Ben Simmons clogged the paint for him. They never really played well together. They played well separately on the same team, but they never meshed together.
Scratch that. Who's a better player? I mean, this is arguable, but to me it's not. But I know this
Harden
is
or Ben Simmons?
No, Ben Simmons or Jamal Murray. I'm taking Jamal Murray all day.
Offensively, not even close, because I'll take Ben Simmons is scared to shoot, and that's just a fact. But we can't discredit what he does on the defensive side.
No, I'm not saying Ben Simmons is by any means a bad player.
No, but if you
Murray,
ask me who I had to pick, I'm picking Jamal Murray.
Okay, and Jokic has been playing without Jamal Murray, so for Embiid not playing with Ben Simmons, that shouldn't be in the argument with Jokic, because they're in the same boat. If not, Jokic is worse off because he didn't have Porter Jr., who got most improved. He was like in the most improved conversation.
He was last year, yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like him not playing and then Jamal Murray.
Yeah, Jamal Murray's been out all season too. Like, did Michael Porter Jr. play it all?
He might have suited up like 6 games or something.
Games, yeah.
But no,
nothing. What the fuck?
So I don't want to hear nothing about that.
They still going to the playoffs and still is a higher seed. The team. I mean, if the team's success has nothing to do with the MVP, then why is LeBron?
Who said that?
What? Jordan. He said, bro, what the fuck does the team have to do with the MVP? They're still going to playoffs and Philly is still
If that's got nothing to do with it, then LeBron's got a better shot than
LeBron's got MVP on lock. Stop playing.
What?
Stop playing. Come on now. If you look at every MVP in the last 10 years, it's usually the best player on the best team.
And Joe, you just talked about that graphic with the top 6. LeBron wasn't in there. Why? Because how bad the Lakers are.
Like,
Statistically, LeBron's better than a bare minimum, not even arguable, 4 out of the 6 of those people.
Absolutely. Statistically, I'm taking Bron over almost everybody on that fucking list. Like, stop playing. Like, come on now. I understand what you're saying. Like, yeah, your team success shouldn't matter in MVP because I agree. Like, if you're putting up fucking 30 a game but your team's losing, like, yeah, you still should be looked at. But this is what the league comes to. This is what it is.
Listen, I've watched
this is what it is.
Numerous.
He should be a front runner for MVP, but he's not.
I've listened to numerous people who are voters for the MVP award that have said team success is a part of their pick. They've said that. I've listened to it on ESPN many times. So team success is 100% a part of the votes and how you make that decision. That's the reason why LeBron's name has been taken out of the conversation since they slipped out of the plan.
So Tony G said, yeah, but Swave is saying Embiid is MVP, so he's saying your argument that he's not is dumb. And then Swave said, well, yeah, just prove my point then because Philly has a higher seed. Philly has a higher seed, but they've been...
It's one spot higher.
One spot higher.
That's it.
And they've been playing without two of their starters. They've been playing without 2 starters, where Philly's been playing without Ben Simmons for half the season, and they traded for James Harden, and everybody's been basically healthy over there. Come on,
just for that, Tone, block my number.
Come on now. Like, you guys, like, I understand where, like, everybody has their right to their own opinion. This is not, I'm not trying to tell any of you guys that your opinion's invalid. But when you look at what it actually is on paper and on stats, come on now. Like, it's Jokic. It's fucking Jokic. It's not even close. It's Jokic.
Now let's move on, Joe. Let's move on because it gets to a point.
Tony G just said, I'm just explaining, LOL.
No. I'm going to address you personally.
Personally, he said.
Personally, okay? Shout out to Stone Cold Steve Austin for having his first match in 19 years. Also.
Shout out to Pat McAfee.
Yo, Pat McAfee went crazy.
The most electric fucking WrestleMania match I've ever watched in my life. I haven't watched wrestling in years, but I pull up to this dude's brother's house. They got it on TV. Of course, we're watching it. Pat McAfee's doing fucking backflips off the top rope. Doing swanton bombs.
Shout out to Gordy for kicking Joey and Nazi's ass in spades. Them boys is caca. Anyway, all right. So we're gonna move into football.
I want to give a big fuck you to Nazi Wazi for selling me. And how dare you say I didn't get my books? Fuck you.
Okay. Coming back to Honolulu to look at that Nazi Wazi.
Tony G said, I'm explaining what Swave said. LMAO, I didn't say shit. And then he said, oh, that Mania was amazing. Yeah, it was, at least Pat McAfee's match was. I ain't watched really.
Yeah, no, did you see, were you there for when the dude from Jackass had his match?
No.
You didn't see that? Oh,
that's the dude from Jackass.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville had a match.
Shut the fuck up, dead ass.
The weekend came out, it was crazy.
Oh, it's like cool as fuck.
It was like a 3-on-1 handicap.
That's so cool.
All right.
No, I didn't see that.
We're going to move into football. And before we dissect a couple of these big trades that we missed in the last 4 weeks, we are going to name... Well, who is it? You've never lied, Tony. You've never lied.
I'm not going to read that one on
Nazi,
guys.
if you watch this episode, which you probably won't because you're a hater.
You're a hater.
Tony pointed out a fact. You sold on the Avengers. We're going to try to make a championship run. You left us in the dust. You had me pass rushing. I had 2 tipped passes and 2 sacks last week as the pass rusher.
Yeah.
On top of 6 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. But that's neither here nor there.
He's the MVP of the league. Stop playing with him.
Tone said say it. All right. NFC North.
Wait.
What?
Oh.
What? MVP race. We already did it.
You don't want me to make my case for Tatum?
We spent this whole time arguing Jokic.
Yeah, no. And I didn't even get to argue Jokic. I didn't read any of my notes. Okay. Nikola Jokic leads the MVP race in terms of players, the top 6 players, in clutch points per game. Joel Embiid only has 2 more points per game. He has less rebounds. Joel Embiid has less rebounds and less assists than Nikola Jokic in terms of averages. Let's be honest. Nuggets had the injury bug. Sixers had the better team all season. That's not even that's not a debate. And then when we look at all statistical categories in terms of shooting percentages, advanced stats, win shares, everything, Jokic has 23 out of the 32 or 36 that there was, and Embiid has 1. And it's not even close. Now, just for the sake of argument, I did make a case for my guy, Jason Tatum, who is my 2023 MVP.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Because it's something on my mind.
Okay.
Okay, so hold you. I want you to do that.
Okay.
Another reason why I'm starting not to even want to give Embiid as much credit. You know this man had the nerve to go on an interview.
Yeah, I saw what he said.
If you don't vote for me for MVP, you're a hater. Get out of here, bro.
Tyler, if you're still watching,
Get out of here.
Tyler, if you're still watching, I really want you to dissect that for me. Because if you're still watching, I really want you to explain to me what that means if your best player goes out and says, if you don't vote for me for MVP, you're just a hater. Now, it wasn't in those words specifically, but that's basically what it was.
The gist of what he was saying.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. Now,
that's totally discrediting the other candidates completely. Like you're saying, like it's hands down it's you. No.
Now, Swave, you make a good point. You said best.
Giannis.
Oh, yeah.
There's another guy in there.
Well, but no, this is I'm about to dissect it. Swave said best player on the best team in quotes. Your exact words. You're right.
Give it to Devin Booker.
I was gonna say, so the best player in the West, or the best team in the West, is the Suns, and the best team in the East right now is the Heat. Anybody on the Heat better than Nikola Jokic?
Anybody on the Suns better than Nikola Jokic?
Anybody on the Suns better than Nikola Jokic?
I'd give it to Cam Johnson off the bench.
If I'm being honest, Devin Booker, he has a case, but
the only reason he has a case is because of what? His team's success. If they would have been a 4 or 5 seed, nobody would be talking about it.
Nobody would be talking about it.
Nobody.
Not nobody, because he still had a really good season. We're not going to say nobody. We're not
just off his numbers? They're
Okay.
great, but they're not like MVP 26, 7, and 6 or something. Like, you know, like there's so many guys that have better numbers than that.
Now, flip back to
Luka's got better numbers.
Who's the 2 seed? Who's the 2
This
seed?
chair's gonna break.
No, you want to switch chairs?
No, it's fine. 2 seed.
2 seed in the West.
Boston.
No, okay,
Oh,
so
in the West.
In the West.
In the West. That's this guy. 2 seed in the West. Memphis. John Morant.
John Morant's missed 25 games.
Give it to Desmond Bain.
We're going to give it to Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams.
Well, Dylan Brooks hasn't played this year really that much.
Who's the 3 seed? 3 seeds.
Golden
State.
Steph.
We're going to give it to Steph. He's missed the last 3 weeks of basketball. No? Okay then. We're going to give it to Jason Tatum. I have a case for that. I have a case for Jason Tatum winning MVP. Who's the 3 seed in the East?
3 seed in the East.
Is Milwaukee? That's fair. You can make Giannis. You can make that a case. But if we're talking about this year specifically, this is the closest that the MVP race has ever. Not ever, but in the last 5 years, 10 years,
a good amount of time.
in the last however many years you want to go back, it hasn't been like nearly this close. Like these last 4 games are what's going to solidify MVP. If Jokic chokes his last 4 games, there's a chance he doesn't win it.
Yeah.
If Embiid goes off and drops 50 in his next 4, he could win it. Same thing with Giannis. If Giannis goes 40, 15, and 12 and violates their next 4, he could win it. Nobody's debating how good these players are, but this year, you can't give it to the player on the best team. Like I said, like we just talked about, we just explained why you can't give it to the player on the best team. So if you had to pick based off of stats, Jokic leads in way more statistical categories than anybody else that's contending. And shout out to OG Stack Mandela, my boy Stack Simpson. Gas Talk 3 years ago, 4 years ago, however long it was, I called Nikola Jokic winning MVP. Now, it took him 2 years, but he fucking got it. And guess what? He's going back to back. I'm calling it. Stop playing. So, yeah. I mean, like, I did make a case for Tatum. the only real case that you have for him.
Lively what?
It's lively.
I know, I have that.
Yes.
Yeah, got it, okay.
Alright, we're getting the Wi-Fi set up. He leads the league in plus minus. He has the best point differential in 2022, not the whole season, just 2022 specifically. He has the best point differential in the East. They were 34-26 before the All-Star break, and they're going to finish 51-32. Now that's not, they might not finish 51-32, but that's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting that they're going to win 2 out of their next 4 games, finish 51-32, and they've only lost 4 games since the All-Star break. You're going to sit here and tell me that a team that's only lost 4 games since the All-Star break isn't contending? You're going to sit here and laugh that I got them in my finals? Stop fucking playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me.
Your boy just tuned in.
Come on, stop playing. Stat, Yo Daddy, none of his teammates average over 14.5 points per game. Hello? They're without their 2 other best players, arguably.
No,
Second best and arguably third best.
Devin Booker stats, best player in the best team. 26, 5 and 5. LeBron James on the worst team out of all the candidates. 38 and 6. It's not even close. It's not close. It's a whole 4 points per game.
The only reason why
two rebounds,
hang on,
2 assists more.
The only reason why LeBron's not in the race is because he needs 2 more games played to contend for any awards. He doesn't even contend for awards right now. He doesn't have enough games played.
But even if he did,
he
ain't getting it.
He's not getting it. I understand that because it was the same thing. It was the same thing last year because he went off last year. He wasn't looked at for
not
anything
like
last
this
year.
though.
Not like this.
Right now, he's about to get the scoring title.
Yeah, no, he can't. He can't. If he doesn't play 2 more games, he's not eligible for anything.
Yeah, but I think he's gonna do it.
I mean, but if he plays 2 games and not tonight, then he's pussy. Then he's straight pussy for that. Because this is their must-win game today. They have to win today. And if they lose today, the only chance that they have to making the plan is if San Antonio also loses today.
Okay,
But,
did you make your case? Can we move on to football?
yes, I did make my case. We're going to switch over to football. Swave, next time you come to Buffalo, you want to get on and debate me, baby. Let's do it. If you want to debate this dude about baseball, by all means, go ahead. But we can get it popping. I've been waiting to debate Tyler on sports for maybe as long as it's been 4 or 5 years. We've never actually sat and had a face-to-face debate. So I can't wait for next week. But Swave, hit me up, baby. Come to Buffalo.
All right.
I'll fly you out.
We are going to list who we believe is going to finish 4-1 in each division in the NFL. Since most of the offseason moves have already been made prior to the draft. That being said, we're going to start with the NFC North. I have Chicago Bears finishing last.
Oh, let's go, Tony. Let's go, baby. I'm ready.
The Detroit Lions third. The Vikings second, and Green Bay first. Giuseppe, what say you?
I have Bears finishing last, Lions finishing last, Bears third, Vikings second, Packers first.
I gotta say, I don't know. The way the Lions played the last half of the season, I think Campbell might be winning the culture. I don't know. I see them turning it around a little bit. And the Bears, they're a disaster.
They lost
I
their
don't
best
see them
receiver,
having a good year.
but Justin Fields is my guy. So until the Lions get rid of Jared Goff's bum ass, they're gonna be probably one of the worst 3 teams in the league again.
Okay. NFC East, you can start.
NFC East finishing last. I have the Giants. You want to know why he asked me to go? Because he showed me who he's got winning. I have number 3, the Washington football team.
Commanders.
We are the Commanders. Yeah, I forgot. 2 Eagles, 1 Dallas.
All right. Number 4, Dilly in Philly. Shout out X. Number 3.
You got Philly finishing last? I'm gonna wait.
3, New York Giants. 2, how about them Cowboys? Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders with Ron Rivera win the division. We are Commanders. Bum, 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 bum. Woo! Tony has Philly last too, so I'm not the only one. Do you have anything to comment on my list? Lord Pesh.
If I have to hear anything else about Carson Wentz on this fucking podcast, I'm gonna blow my brains out.
We talk about that type of stuff at the end of the show, Joe, so just He said tripping with the Commanders.
I can't even fathom where that comes from. The fact that this dude is still somehow sold on Carson Wentz.
Philly first? Stop. Stop.
It's an hashtag dilly dilly. Yeah.
Dilly dilly.
Stack, I love you, baby, but you're wrong. I'm actually lost for words on the Commanders thing, man. I really don't want to continue to talk about Carson Wentz.
You saw how good they were with Heineke and Ron Rivera and that culture. I think Wentz will be manageable and he'll win a lot of games.
Ty just said Philly ring season MB with 27.5. Right now, Maxie got 7 threes. Come on.
All right.
Maxie, who? Okay, now that you're tuned back in, name me one person on Denver that's been healthy all year that's better than Tyrese Maxey. Come on. Stop playing.
Aaron Gordon.
Debatable. If you look at stats.
Debatable.
I was going to say, you look at stats, it's debatable.
NFC West.
And they still got Harden. And they had Seth Curry off half the year. So that's Tobias Harris.
I got Seattle in last. Then I got the Cardinals, San Fran, and then the Rams winning the division. What say you, Giuseppe?
I just have the Cardinals and Niners flipped on your list. I got Hawks 4, Niners 3, Cards 2nd, Rams 1st. There's not really much to talk about in that division. Like that.
I just feel like there's a lot of chaos in Arizona right now, a lot of drama. So that's why I see them slipping a little bit in terms of regular season production.
Nobody said that the Nuggets team is ass. It's just Sixers have a better team right now due to injuries. Stop playing. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Keep going. I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep debating him on the side.
NFC South. What do you got?
So I got Falcons last. I have Panthers 3rd. Saints 2nd. Bucks 1st.
I've got the Falcons also last, but I have the Saints 3rd. I got Carolina 2. And then I have Tampa winning the division.
Now answer me one question.
Yeah.
Who do you have as the Saints starting quarterback to start the season?
Jameis Winston.
And you still have them at 3?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
AFC North.
You did that first.
I'm going to go first.
The AFC North, okay.
I'm going to go first, because you just went first on that.
Okay.
Last place, Pittsburgh Steelers. 3rd, Cleveland Browns. 2, Cincinnati Bengals. 1st, Baltimore Ravens. This is coming from a guy who has been very critical, I would say, of Lamar Jackson. But I think he's a very good regular season quarterback. They're going to get healthier, and they have a great head coach. So I see them winning enough games to win the division. Because whether you want to believe it or not, fans of Swizz and Pesci podcast, Jamar Chase is going to take a dip in production. I don't care what anybody says. Every single time a guy goes off their rookie year, 9 times out of 10, they take a dip because teams have film.
Absolutely.
Happened to Lamar Jackson after his rookie season.
Absolutely.
So I expect them to be better all around, the Bengals. But Baltimore is going to be dominant in the regular season. I expect them to win 12 to 13 games. What say you?
Can we stop with the what say you?
First off, you have your thing. I have mine.
It's just a very odd thing. It's just very.
And it's odd that you think Core Water's better than Dasani. So I don't.
I can't even.
Tony likes my predictions for the AFC North. Let's see yours.
I got Steelers in last. Although I am heavily on the Joe Burrow train, I have Cincinnati finishing 3rd, Browns finishing 2nd, Ravens finishing 1st.
So what was so blasphemous about mine? I
Just
had
the fact
Browns
that you
third
just the fact that
because
you
I don't
had
know
the
how long,
Browns and Cincy.
because I don't know how long Watson's going to be suspended for. That's the
Is
problem.
he gonna get suspended though? Is that like why?
He's getting at least 4 games.
But he beat all of his charges.
He's
though.
getting at least 4 games.
Explain, because I must be
Big
lost.
Ben
then.
got games and he beat his charges.
But I must be lost then. Explain to me what would they suspend him for?
It's about the allegations.
Like just the allegations itself?
Big Ben beat his charges and
Yeah,
he got
but
4 games.
yeah, but there was like
There wasn't 27 women attacking him.
Yeah, but how outlandish is 27 women coming out? Like when one woman comes out like that, I'm not saying anything about it. But when 27 comes out, it starts to raise your eyebrow. Like, man, that's a big ass number. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. So I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying I didn't think that they were going to. I didn't think that they were going to suspend him. So if he goes 4 games, if he gets to 4 games, 6 game, 8 game, then yeah, obviously they drop down to 3.
Well, that's where my prediction comes in because if it was up to me in Cleveland,
Speak up.
If Cleveland was not going to miss Deshaun Watson for any games, I'd put Cleveland to win the division.
Yeah.
Because I believe Deshaun Watson is a top 5 quarterback.
Absolutely.
And Lamar Jackson is absolutely not. That's my problem is I know for sure he's going to get at least 4, but I'm assuming he's going to be somewhere between 6 and 8.
Okay. All right, then that's fair. Then that's fair.
AFC East, what say you?
Oh, this is the easiest division to decide. You got Jets, Dolphins, Pats, Bills.
Jets, Dolphins, Pats, Bills.
Yes, and I'll tell you why I have the Dolphins under the Patriots at the moment. They have, per Pro Football Focus, I think it was either 28th or 27th worst offensive line in the league, and they have made no moves on it at all. Tua can, as good as Tyreek Hill is, Tua's got to hit him in stride. And if he doesn't have time, that can't happen. So, and you know me, I like the Patriots last year. I'm sold that system is what Mac Jones needs. They go add not a big name receiver, but Devontae Parker is definitely what that team needed. They needed a better receiver. The fact that Jacoby Myers was their best receiver, couldn't find the end zone all season, they needed a new receiver. So, and then the Bills, go Bills.
I disagree.
What say you?
I disagree with you, and I also disagree with Tony. I'm going to go 1 down. I have the Buffalo Bills winning the division. Number 2, I have the Miami Dolphins. Then 3, I have the New York Jets. I have the Patriots in last. Mac Jones is a bum. He should have never made the Pro Bowl. That was a dookie gritty, and it was cringy to watch. I think that Mac Jones is going to get exposed this year. And I mean exposed.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the season, we're going to be talking about who's going to be the next quarterback for the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the Jets have Zach Wilson. And I like Zach Wilson. I think that he is taking the same amount of time as my boy Josh needed. Give him a few years. Zach Wilson's going to have a good season. And Miami's loaded. AFC West, now this one's interesting. I have the Raiders in last.
Does anybody want my spot? I can't do this show with him anymore. I can't.
Well, Tony thinks that...
Tony, you're more than welcome to come and have my spot, bro, because...
Tony thinks I'm crazy for saying Mac Jones is a bum, but I've been saying that since last year. And what happened in the playoffs? Exposed.
Who did play in the playoffs?
So what?
Who did play?
The Bills.
Thank you.
And the Bills only won 1 playoff game, so what does that mean?
They won 1 playoff game because they got fucked and Josh Allen didn't get the ball back. Let's not change the fucking narrative now. What? Bills fan? Bills fan? Let's not change the fucking narrative now. Got blown out by the best defense in the league.
Yeah, best defense in the league.
Was it not last year? Shut the fuck. Tony, please. I'll text you my address right now. You can pull up and finish this fucking episode. I can give you my jersey so you look like
about it. Statistically, yes, but we all know on paper there was at least 2 or 3 defenses we'd rather have if we're a general manager than the Bills. We know that.
I mean, yeah, firepower, yeah. Rams defense, everybody's taking the Rams defense.
Okay.
That's not a question. But it's not about the firepower. It's about how well it works. And it's about the statistics.
Forget about the firepower then. I'm saying which team I'd rather have. Which defense
what defense would you have rather had last year?
The Rams.
That's obvious.
I'd have to really think about it. Because there's been a lot of moves and everything.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Last place, I have the Raiders. I have 3. I have the Chargers. 2. I've got Denver. And
you got the Chargers at 3.
And I have the Chiefs winning the division. I question the Chargers coach. I question the Chargers.
I got the Chargers winning the fucking division. You got them at 3.
Where you got the Chiefs?
At 2.
So where do you have Denver?
No, they're at 3.
I think that's a little low for Russell Wilson, don't you think?
Do we know what he's going to be like in Denver? How well did he play after he came back from breaking his throwing hand thumb? Ask me that. Answer me that. And who's a better receiver? DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett? Or Jerry Jeudy and Cordell Sutton?
DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett.
Thank you. Who's got a better offense? Seahawks or Denver?
All in all? Right now? After the trade?
Not after the trade, but prior to the trade.
Prior to the trade, I would say the Seahawks only because Russell Wilson was on the team.
Take the quarterbacks off. Offensive line, receivers, running core.
I would take Denver because they're more well-rounded. Seahawks have receivers, but I think Denver's got offensive line and running backs. That's why I would take Denver's.
He said, dude, call me. Speaker my ass for this. My phone's recording. I can't. I was just playing.
Okay.
I got Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers. I cannot believe that you have Chargers that low.
I think the Chargers are going to make the playoffs next year, though.
Yeah, that's not. This is the loaded conference. This is the one that's getting 3.
The reason I'm putting them 3rd is, again, the coach gives me question marks. AFC South, you can start. You're going to hate my list.
I know I'm going to hate his list.
Houston's taking it.
I got Jags for...
What? Below Houston?
Yeah.
Tony's got Denver winning the division.
Yeah, Tony, never mind. You can't take my spot. I got Jags, Houston, Colts, Titans.
All right, I have Houston last. I don't know how you don't.
I like
Jacksonville had the worst coach in the fucking league last year.
And
they just signed Kirk.
To a way too big of a deal. But they
Kirk is underrated
elsewhere. But
I got Houston last, then
okay.
Jacksonville, then Tennessee, then I've got Indy. Because Matt Ryan, I think out of the 3 quarterbacks they've had the last 3 years, I think Matt Ryan is right on par with Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
Although, I will say, I can't speak on how Matt Ryan's body is going to be at this, another year aged. But Phillip Rivers, he was worn down.
Yeah.
He was beat down that last year. He still played well, but I feel like Matt Ryan's body might be in a little bit better condition than Phillip Rivers' year with Indy, so I'm going to give Matt Ryan the edge from that. So I think Indy's going to have a really good year.
I mean, no, that's fair. And they were a game out of the playoffs. So Matt Ryan is a significant upgrade from Carson Wentz, regardless of how well his body holds up.
I agree. Now, can we address some of these big trades?
Absolutely. I would love to address.
We're going to start with the Deshaun Watson trade. The Cleveland Browns received Deshaun Watson and a 2024 fifth-round pick. The Texans received their first-round pick for this year, which is the 13th overall pick. They received their first-rounders for next year and the year after, a 2023 third-rounder and a 2024 fourth-rounder. Who do you think won the trade and why?
The Browns, obviously.
Side note, Cleveland also gave Watson a 5-year deal worth $230 million, and the entire contract is fully guaranteed. All of it.
Yeah.
And you're saying Cleveland?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they got, like you said, a top 5 quarterback. That's what that team needed, a better quarterback.
I'm going to say neither team won. I think it was even square down the middle. The reason I
You
say...
didn't say that was an option. I would have picked it down the middle.
You want to pick down the middle?
I mean, it was a very, like, even trade, yes.
Because 3 first-rounders for a quarterback who's got allegations, we don't know what his future is going to be, and then having to pay him all that money guaranteed, that's part of it.
I know.
You take that into consideration when you're breaking down the trade.
Yeah, they have to pay this guy.
I think Houston made out because they got a 3rd and 4th and 3 first-rounders.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Now,
that's a haul.
Keep that in mind when I break down the Russell Wilson trade, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Who would you rather have for the next 10 years? Russell Wilson, or not even 10 years, next 5 years? Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson.
Okay, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
All right? Now, let me read you this Russell Wilson trade and the difference in how much Seattle got for Russ. Denver received Russell Wilson and a 2022 4th-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Seattle received.
Yeah, no,
Drew Lock, Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, Denver's 1st-round pick this year, which is the 9th overall. 4 spots in the 1st round is big. Okay? Their 1st-round pick next year. Their 2nd-round pick this year, which is 40th overall. Their 2nd-round pick next year. And a 5th-round pick this year. So all those picks along with those 3 players.
Yeah.
So they have potentially their starting quarterback.
No, they have their starting quarterback.
Their starting tight end, Noah Fant.
Okay.
And a good defensive lineman in Shelby Harris, on top of 2 more firsts, 2 seconds, and a 5th. Now, granted, Houston got 3 first-rounders, which is big.
I was going to say...
But if you look, 3 first-rounders, right? A 3rd and a 4th, where they got 2 first-rounders and 2 seconds. I feel like 2 seconds makes up for 1 first.
I mean, yeah, but let's be honest. What would those players correlate in terms of picks? Quarterback that we don't really know if he's gonna be good or not. Like, I like Drew Lock, but what would a mediocre quarterback be going for in terms of the trade market? What would a mediocre tight end be going for in the trade market? What would a below mediocre but decent defensive lineman be going for in the trade market? I mean, I'm not saying that you don't make a valid point, but, you know, I know what point you're trying to make, that like, oh, you know, they gave up way more for what's his name but
I think
pretty even.
Okay.
Both trades, I feel like.
All right. Now there was one more. This one's just simple. The Falcons traded Matt Ryan for just a 3rd-round pick for this year. Do you think he was worth more?
No.
So you thought that was fair, or it was too much?
If anything, too much. So you can send the motherfucker for a 5th. Wait, bro, he's old, man. I've never been...
You just said he was a significant upgrade for Carson Wentz. Do you know what Carson Wentz was traded for?
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what Carson Wentz was traded for. I would give you money to take his bum ass off my team. Like, stop playing. Ask me one question. I'm going to ask you the question, but I want you to ask me the question after I ask you too. Mm-hmm. Carson Wentz or you?
Myself.
Now ask it back to me.
Carson Wentz or me?
I would take you with a broken collarbone and your bum ass knee. Stop playing with me. Are you fucking kidding me? Carson Wentz is dog shit, bro. He's dog shit. I'm not.
Also, side note, Atlanta signed Marcus Mariota to a 2-year, $18.75 million contract. Is Marcus Mariota going to...
Is he gonna what?
Remember at one point Marcus Mariota was like an up-and-coming quarterback leading Tennessee?
I think that was his first year in the league.
No, he was there for a few years before they got rid of him.
Well, no. He was there for a few years, but I think he was an up-and-coming quarterback his first year in the league, and that was it.
Well, let's discuss.
Because who did he come in with? It was him and, who was the other big quarterback in his draft class? It was him and, was it Winston? Was it him and Winston? It was that draft class, because it was Titans Bucks. Yeah, it was him and Winston came in together.
So, the Buffalo Bills signed Von Miller to a 6-year, $120 million contract. I believe they overpaid him, and I think the contract's going to bite us in the ass. But I still think it was a good move if the Bills win. I won't even say win. If the Bills make it to a Super Bowl this year, it was worth it. Because this year his salary is only $5.15. But every year after this year, it's bare minimum $18 million, and it keeps going up. So it's triple.
Right.
More than triple. It goes like 18, 20, 23. It just gets worse and worse.
So,
and he's already, I think, 32 years old.
how long do you think he's going to play out of his 6 years, though?
I don't think he'll play the full 6 years, but with how much money that he's going to be making, I wouldn't be surprised if he played at least 3. Because that's just so much money to just pass up.
No, I think they overpaid him too, but I'm saying I think he's only got 2 years left in the tank. If he was a different player, maybe, but bro, he's been one of the best defensive outside linebackers in football. He takes a lot of physical beatings every game. So,
who would you rather have? This is totally off topic. Would you rather have Feliciano as the Bills' starting right guard, or you?
I'm going to give it to Feliciano just based off of size. Because if you throw me out there, now I can throw them things. I can block. But you throw Aaron down in front of me, I'm fetal position. He ain't got no chance. He ain't got no chance, baby.
Holding, number 65.
There would be no holding. It would be illegal lineman downfield. He's running. He's running to the tunnel. Stop playing. So I just want to. Do you have a case for the best offseason move?
No, I can come up with one.
Because I want to just break down why I have Deshaun Watson going to the Browns as the best offseason move.
Okay.
Because now that's an obvious pick, but what we forget in light of the Deshaun Watson trade, it's just. You keep leaning. That's what it is. You're leaning.
This chair, folks, is going to be the death of me.
It is a plastic chair on hardwood floor, and you are leaning backwards. There is physics. There is common sense.
All things I know nothing about.
Okay. So Deshaun Watson going to the Cleveland Browns, hands down for me, best move of this offseason, and I'll tell you why. Right now, Cleveland Browns may have not overpaid him. They may have paid him a lot. But let's not forget what they traded for Amari Cooper.
Guess who just tuned in?
A bag of fucking chips. What's going on, AJ?
My brother from
they traded, what was it, a 5th round pick and a 4th or a 5th and a 6th for Amari Cooper. So Deshaun Watson, Amari Cooper. They franchise tag David Njoku. I really like him as their starting tight end. They have, I think I saw the Pro Football Focus article that I read earlier was from like a month ago. And a month ago, they were in the top 12 in terms of salary cap space left to spend. They might be higher than that because I know that they've cut players in the last couple of days. So regardless, they have money to spend, so they can upgrade offensively, defensively. They didn't lose anybody on their defense. They needed a new quarterback because Baker had statistically his worst year that he's ever had. And the Cleveland Browns, per Pro Football Focus, have the 8th ranked offensive line in the league going into the season next year, where Houston has the 29th ranked offensive line in the league.
AJ, Dallas isn't going to win the division. It's going to be the Commanders, just so you know. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, he's shot. Yeah, you're shot, bro. You're shot. You're shot. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it for a second? Why do you have the Commanders winning? What makes that team with Carson Wentz better than Dallas?
Coaching. They lost Cooper. Zeke checked into the retirement home. He's in a wheelchair. There will be no bell hopping this year on Thanksgiving.
Speak up, for one. And for two, you got a couple of more blasphemous comments for me to whoop your fucking ass on live. Are you kidding me? Coaching,
100%.
that's valid.
Yes.
And what
They
lost Cooper, okay?
Zeke is in a wheelchair.
So we're just gonna disregard Tony Pollard. We're gonna disregard Dalton Schultz. We're gonna disregard Michael Gallup. We're gonna disregard CeeDee Lamb. Shut the fuck up, bruh! Are you fucking kidding me? Who's got better offensive line? Who's got better defense?
Dallas's offensive line is aging quickly.
Is still ranked the 6th best offensive line by Pro Football Focus this year.
They're elderly.
Still ranked elderly. Look at how long fucking Andrew Whitworth played. Look at how long Joe Thomas played. Those are 2 of the best linemen of all time. And they played into their 40s. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm being dead ass serious, bro. How are you gonna sit here with a straight face and tell me you fucking watched it? You can't even. You're such a fucking troll.
Tony said Micah.
Like, come on! Are you kidding me?
Ron Riverboat Rivera.
That's all you're giving credit to is just straight
That's the only
coaching.
reason I got Miami coming out of the East. It's because their coach. I just told you I didn't like their players.
But but Miami's the best team in the fucking Eastern Conference.
Cap. Player-wise?
Rank-wise?
I'm taking Boston's roster over Miami.
Yeah, I'm taking Milwaukee's over Miami, bro.
So what are we talking about?
But ranking, they are number 1 seed in the East.
Because after they had that meltdown and you said, I don't know about Miami, what did they do? They just won 4 straight against good teams.
But they have a good team. Washington does not have a good team.
Does Washington have the Commanders? 2 years ago, they made the playoffs. I mean, their team's not bad. They're building with Ron Rivera. It's a culture. Scary Terry.
Building?
Terry.
How can you build?
Chase.
Got hurt. Coming back. That's my favorite defensive player in the league besides Aaron Donald. But nobody knows. He tore his ACL. People don't come back from that shit.
Maybe not.
They have Scary Terry, and that's it. I just don't get it.
They made the best move, and you were talking about the best offseason move. They got Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz is the worst fucking quarterback in the goddamn football. Like, bro, are you kidding me? He could not beat Jacksonville to go to the playoffs. They needed to win 1 game to go to the playoffs. And what happened? They sold it.
Jacksonville beat the Bills.
Boy.
They beat the Bills.
What the fuck does that even mean? What does that mean?
What it mean is Jacksonville has a really decent roster. And the problem was that they had Urban Meyer. They got rid of him, and what did they start doing? They started winning some games. They beat Indy. Fair and square, they beat Indy. Yes, Carson Wentz, he played a poor game. And I didn't say that I got Commanders winning a playoffs game. I said the Dallas is going to go down. Because last year, they won 12 games. I see them winning 10.
I'm not going to argue that. I do see them going down as well.
And that's why I think the Commanders...
Tony G, his decision-making is the absolute worst in the league. Carson Wentz, he's buns. Swizz just wanted a hot take.
I'm a big Cooper fan. I always take him in fantasy. I love Cooper. CD, I think it was a good decision for like the culture because there was there was problems with that. CD's a number one receiver, and that's fine. But now they're lacking depth. They lost.
Bro. I don't know how many times I gotta fucking tell you, bro. Stop leaning back. Do you want to change chairs? Do you want to change chairs? I've asked you about 4 or 5 times. You want to change chairs? I have another chair. Do you want me to get another chair?
You could have sat on the couches.
I didn't like the vibe on the couches. I like
the sideways.
I like this background.
How do you feel about this?
This background would have been way better if we had jerseys here. Jerseys in here.
Alright.
He brings the laptop but forgets the 3 things that I asked him.
Because I wanted to show you that LeBron's last 10 games. Well, this is Booker. 41, 22, 35, 49, 28, 31, 28, 36, 27.
I hate you. I hate you. Fucking
Talk to me!
I can't stand this kid.
All right.
If you want my spot, please just hit me up.
All right.
You're
all right.
welcome to come and take
Let's get to the nitty gritty. All right. I'm getting confirmed in the church.
Yes, my boy is getting confirmed.
Joey wants to wear all red with some retros to the church.
Why not?
I vetoed it for myself. What does Kel say? What did Kel say?
Add time.
Thank you. If anybody wants to know how I spent my teenage years, it was sitting in the living room with Markel Thomas on Monkey. And every girl that answered, we would just scream, add time. And if they didn't, banged on them. If they did, then Markel would continue to ask questions that I'm not going to say on air and further the conversation.
KG, God, W-Mans. Oh, man. All right.
Xavier Baby was truly the filthy one in the group, though, for me.
I do not miss those days. Anyways, nitty gritty. Swizz is getting confirmed. Do you want to talk about it at all? Were you just trying to make fun of me that I wanted to wear sneakers to it? I don't have dress shoes, if we're being honest.
No, I wanted
we could go fund me to get Pesci some dress shoes.
Okay. If they knew how much you spent this week on extracurriculars, they would tell you they're not giving you a dime. That being said,
Let's just not talk about it.
That being said, today is, what is it, April 5th? April 5th? Today's April 5th. Alright, we got the confirmation on the 16th, got the beer blast on the 30th, my birthday's on the 4th. And the farewell tour continues. I want to just talk about, could we get into this mental health thing?
Absolutely.
Alright, I want to talk about a few things. First and foremost, for all of you that have been missing these conversations for the last month, we do apologize. This was not his decision, it was mine, because I am now in the midst of coaching, like you guys know, West Seneca East. It's very, very commitment. Baseball. Modified baseball. So, the season, the practices have started. I had to make cuts. I want to say that making cuts is one of the toughest things I've had to do. 21 kids tried out. I cut 5. And then I cut 4, and then I offered 4 kids practice squad spots, and I gave 13 players rosters.
Mm-hmm.
3 of the 4 players that I offered practice squad spots to declined. Only 1 accepted it. A smaller kid, 7th grader. He said he'll do it. He was very emotional, disappointed he got cut, but he took the practice squad spot. Now, all of them should have accepted the spot for multiple reasons. 1, be a part of something.
Absolutely.
2, get better, get reps at practice. 3, you learn from the players better than you to see how they perform, how they do things, and it makes you better. Mm-hmm. My father always taught me the way you get better is to play against people that are better than you.
Absolutely.
That's why we always play basketball at Delaware. The best ballers are at Delaware. I'm undersized, I'm not as good, but I'm going there, I'm getting better.
Right.
That being said, so for a 7th grader to make that decision, take the ego hit, because it's embarrassing. Some people feel like it's embarrassing to like accept a practice squad spot.
Well, you didn't.
When did I get offered a practice squad spot?
Football?
Practice squad? No, they tried to send me to JV, and I said no.
But the okay, all right, we'll talk about it off camera. We'll talk about it off camera.
I mean, they told as soon as they sent me down to JV, I was like, I'm out of here.
No, but we'll talk about it off camera.
Okay.
We'll talk about it off camera.
So the next day, we had a practice.
Mm-hmm. And he showed up to this practice.
He showed up to the practice.
Okay.
And we had the whole practice, and at the end of the practice, I offered him a roster spot to reward him for being an adult, being mature for a 7th grader, and accepting the practice squad spot, where he didn't expect to play the whole year.
Right.
But I gave him a spot because the other 3 turned it down. I said, I could take 14. Not that big a deal. So, but I say all that to say that's a lesson that, all you guys could teach your little younger siblings and children. And also to say, cuts are tough. I mean, watching these kids cry.
God,
I had like 2 or 3 kids cry.
I couldn't imagine.
And I all good kids for the most part. It's just at the end of the day, there's 9 players on a field.
Right.
You can only get so many in. So to carry that many people is just impossible.
Yeah, because somebody's going to be sitting on the bench crying about playing time.
Exactly. So it's, So that's been happening. I started another job. That's been taking a toll. We're just trying to get situated, and we want to give you guys the best show possible. Obviously, AJ not being around today put us here. That affects the show. But I still think that with all of the things happening in the last month with sports, we had a lot of great content. So it's easy to get a conversation going today.
Absolutely.
And, we're going to keep trying to get better moving forward in terms of quality and the show, content, everything. To stay on this mental health note, though, how have you been doing?
Man, I ain't even gonna catch you, bro. She's been tough. I'm just trying to readjust to life. I quit my job without getting a new job just because, I didn't really like what was going on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really like what was going on there. It was a really toxic-ass work environment. And some things happened that I can't talk about on camera. And it set me back mentally. And not having a job, just kind of sitting at home, being bored, that took a toll on me mentally. I didn't really go out. I didn't talk to people. I didn't really do nothing. So I'm coming out of it, but since the last episode, I've definitely been on a decline. Yeah, it's been tough, but like I said, we're coming out of it, and yeah. So if I had to rank it like we do, financially, I'm in the dip only because I don't have a job. So obviously bills still keep coming. So we're tapping into the savings, but that's all right. Physically, I've been at the gym every day. I've lost 5 pounds in the last 4 days. So physically, I feel great.
He stiffed us this morning.
8 out of 10. I was up.
And you missed it. I had the goiker today.
I was up, and then I told myself 5 more minutes, and I just fell asleep, and then I stayed sleeping. Spiritually, man, it always can be improved. It always can be worked on. And mentally, man, probably 3, 4 out of 10. It's just not been good. So we're going to keep striving to get better.
I want to tell a little story because this situation's been weighing on me a little bit. So I'm going to speak very vaguely, but I'm also going to bring it because I want to help the audience because they might be going through something similar. Or they may have gone through something, or they may in the future go through something similar. I have gone through many friends throughout my life, which I guarantee everyone has. Now, I will say that as much as I have so much room for improvement as a person, I do have to know my growth, where I struggle, where I've improved. And I know that I've improved in not being so negative and so violent and so just that energy. Just try to always keep everything positive. And I say that because I've recently lost a friend who I've been friends with for basically my whole life. And it really came down to we're just not compatible as friends right now. We have two different visions of life. We're two different people, and and even though this person has been constantly, for some reason, speaking ill on me and talking behind my back when I've done nothing to him, and I've just tried to keep it private and just let things be the way they are. I want to say, to get it off my chest, that no matter what happens, no matter what you say about me, no matter, I don't know, whatever problems you have with me, that's fine. And that regardless of all the things you're saying and all the false narratives and all of these things that you're calling me, I still have no ill will towards you, because we've been through a lot together, years and years. You've done a lot for me, I've done a lot for you. And even though we're not friends right now, and we may not be friends ever again, or we may be friends in the future, I hope that one day you can take some of the hate out of your heart and understand that I wish nothing but the best for you. Just because I don't want to be friends with you right now because of the things that have been happening, that doesn't mean I wish anything bad towards you. If it was up to me, genuinely, honest to God, I wish that you became a better person and you have a nice family and you live a great life. I would wish nothing other than that for you. Because I've known you, I've watched you grow just like you watched me grow. We've been best friends for a very long time. It really does hurt me that you're saying the things you are about me behind my back and to just everyone. It's disappointing. And, I wish that wasn't the way that this had to go. But at the same time, in reality, I know that just like I'm hurt about the way that you're talking about me, I know you must be hurt about the way things went down, which I understand. And Joey, you're the reason that I understand fully the reason why it's happening the way it is. Because we had a conversation about it because, I was upset about it and I wanted to run it by you. And, that helped me to understand why he is acting the way he is. But again, the moral of the story is, I want people to know that just because you're not friends with someone doesn't mean you have to wish nothing ill on them. Same thing with a girlfriend. You break up with a girlfriend, that doesn't mean you have to wish ill on her. You guys weren't meant to have any type of relationship at that time. Be cordial, wish the best for each other, and just be good people. You don't have to have hate in your heart in this world. A lot of people, get fed up and upset about every little thing. If we reacted to every single thing someone said about us, we would never be happy people. And the more infamous you get and the more popular and more famous and, the higher job or more people know you, it just happens. It's the way life is. There's so much negative energy out there. Not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone's going to want to talk good about you. People are going to run their mouth. That's just the way life is. So I advise you and I really urge you to turn the other cheek, take it on the chin, and just realize, you know what? This person might say that about me, but it's about how do I react to it. Take it on the chin and just ignore it. Because if we all reacted to every little thing people said, I promise you, you'd be miserable people. You'd get into trouble. You wouldn't be the person you want to be. So I had to get all this out because it's really truly been bothering me the last few days after hearing the things I've been hearing for the last few months. But I really want to stick on that point of I love you, and if you ever need anything, you know where to go, and I hope one day things change. And that's all I have to say about that.
And the only thing that I'm going to say on that situation, in words of Will Smith, keep my brother's name out your fucking mouth. I don't have anything good to say on that situation. I agree with the message that you're putting out to these people, to our fans, because that is a very important message that you're right. If we reacted to everything that everybody said, we'd be all miserable people. However, certain lines get crossed, and there's no problem with you crossing that line if somebody crosses that line. I'm gonna stand on your message. I'm not one to promote violence. I'm not one to promote arguments. I'm not one to promote the commotion. But I'm also not one to be a bitch, and I'm also not one to, let you bully me around or do whatever you gotta do. So I'm gonna stand on how I stand, and like I said, keep my brother's name out your fucking mouth, bro.
I didn't know that was coming, but regardless, the message stays the same. And
Absolutely. But when you have a bond this close, you don't tolerate disrespect.
I just believe that, and again, we have these conversations, but I don't feel like it's worth it to jeopardize my own future or Joey's future or anything for something like someone talking about you. Yeah, obviously there's further lines, like, talking about someone's family or talking about someone's significant other or mother or, So obviously, it gets worse and worse and worse, but still, I still feel like it's not worth it. People are going to talk, people are going to be negative. But if my goal is to...
I just wanted you to see that.
Okay. If my goal is to preach, and I was talking to my girl about it earlier. I was like, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to be a man of God and talk about being good people and doing all this stuff and then reacting to every little thing.
Right.
Not even just, the person, my friend that we're going through all this stuff with. There's plenty of people out there that talk about me, talk about you, talk about him, talk about her. It's life. It's just life. Like, people like to run their mouth.
He said, don't talk about my fucking show. That's the only thing I will fucking tolerate. You get whacked.
I just feel like, and I've tried to, and that's the way I feel like I've grown, is I've stopped running my mouth. Even if it's just, like you talk about people, I don't do it anymore. I don't like talking ill about anybody. Even if I don't like something, keep it to myself and move on.
And we've talked about this before. A lot of people get it confused where you can talk about somebody without it being gossiping, without it being ill-willed. And how I refer to it is you politicking. Because at the end of the day, like, we have to talk things out. If you can't talk to your friend about a situation that is bothering you or whatever, then, like, you'll never get ahead in life. So if me talking to my best friend comes off to somebody else as me talking shit, that's how they perceive it. Because I'm going to double back on what you said. There's never been any ill will on my side of any situation. I always want to wish the best for people. The only time I don't wish the best for people is when they start to cross that line and get out of their boundaries and get disrespectful. But I'm not a man of God like him, but I'm a man of morals and principles, and it's hard not to be like that, to not be ill-willed, but like when you grow up,
it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would.
When you grow up and realize like what situations actually are, then you can understand that like you don't have to be talking bad about somebody to talk about them,
Yeah, and like Kels is watching. Me and Kels were on the same football team. I got on Kels a lot, and he knows that about him. In
the football aspect,
the football aspect, but then again, it was as man to man. I always told him, aside, I can see that you're giving it your all, and that's what I want. If you can't catch a deep ball, that don't bother me.
Yeah,
I know that you're trying your hardest to catch a deep ball.
Right.
like me and him, with all the football stuff, Kells, I always told him he wanted to stop playing offense, and I said, I need you out there. You open up the field. You blow the top off of these defenses.
Yeah.
Just because we weren't being able to connect on the deep balls doesn't mean that he's not doing a hell of a job blowing by people to keep them honest, so that underneath stuff would open up. But regarding that whole group, and I'm not playing for Adam Gregori's football team anymore. I'm only playing for Tony's. That whole situation, I was disrespected and I was hurt, but again, and they can speak on it or they could not, but I go up to them before every game. I go to their team where they're practicing and everything. I say, what's up? Good luck. How's everybody doing? Because again, with everything the way it went down, I don't want it to ever be me feel like I did something wrong, because I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And I still want to keep those good relationships and be the good person, regardless of what people are saying about me or doing to me or how they're treating me. So I always make sure, good luck, how you guys doing? Good to see you, because there's history there. I grew up with a lot of those guys, especially Al, Stanley, Markel, Xavier, like some of the ones for years and years. Like Adam McKee, obviously too, but they came in late.
Right.
But like a lot of those guys we grew up with for years. So I never wish nothing bad on them. Yeah. Never, and that's just not going to change. We have so much history. And when me and Markel got into it last year and that little scuffle happened, I promise you, he'll tell you, I called him right after. I felt so bad about the whole situation because, again, that was me feeling like I disappointed myself. Why am I acting out of character?
Right.
Me and Markel got into it about something so stupid. He's going through something, I'm going through something, ticking time bomb. We let it get to that point. I called him to apologize right after, because that's like a brother to me. I've known Markel since I was in like the 6th grade. I was in 7th grade, he was in 6th grade. We had the tech club together. And I've known this kid. So, and I can admit my wrongs. And I just hope that things get better with time, because it does make me upset how everything went down. Obviously, I've kept my own circle tighter ever since my breakup, but I've never disrespected or shut out anybody. It's just I've decided that, I'm growing up, I'm becoming an adult, this is the circle that I'm going to move forward with. And that's it. But it was never any disrespect. It was never any, it's always been good. Every time I see them, it's and it just disappoints me. But at the same time, my side's not going to change. I love those guys. We grew up together. They made me some of the man I am today. So that's what I just like to vet, because, honestly, like, it has been bothering me for the last few months, this whole situation.
And, more than anybody, I stepped out of that situation 2 years ago. And I'm very grateful that I was able to get back into that circle, because not for nothing, I have some of my in this last month where I've had really dark ass days. I've had some of my I've had some of my best days hanging out with Markel, Stanley, and Drew. So I'm very grateful that even though we did have that little breakup where we wasn't hanging out, I'm glad that they kind of accepted me back in, and, they call me every day like, yo, what are you doing? Come smoke, come chill, blah, blah, blah. Yo, you trying to hoop, this, that, and the third. So, fuck the balls like the Blazer jersey. I love you, Static. But, you know what I mean? So, but to attest to it was never any ill will on any side, until the disrespect are coming out. Then it's fuck you, but, that's neither here nor there. But
I'm glad we got to just let it out today, because, like I said, honestly, let me get to my mental health.
Absolutely.
But my mental health's been pretty good. I'm happy with where I am in life. I just came off of almost an MVP season with football.
He got robbed because they didn't want to give the MVP to the guy that lost you lost in the championship or the game before?
The playoff game before the championship.
So they weren't going to give it to him, but he got robbed because my boy deserved it. No questions asked.
But I had, ever since, I threw like 54 touchdown passes and only 4 interceptions. So I had a great season.
Great run.
I had the flu during the playoff game, and we lost by 6. But
no flu game?
I still threw like 4 or 5, 6 touchdowns, whatever.
Okay.
But I was real sick. I had a fever. And, but this session started up, I've already thrown 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. So, things are good. 2 games. We're 2-0.
My boy.
We play Apocalypse next week.
There you go.
You know, it's going to be all love. I know the boys are going to come hard. I'm
Absolutely.
excited for it. It's going to be a fun game. And shout out to TJ, too. I didn't even talk about that. TJ's their quarterback now, and TJ has been nothing but good to me, and I only knew TJ through football. So, TJ, if you ever see this, it's all love to TJ. I come up to him like, yo, TJ, how'd you do, blah, blah, blah. That's a good-ass guy. Yeah. Regardless of whether I think I should be quarterback, he's quarterback, they picked him, you know, whatever that whole situation is, that don't mean nothing to me. You know, football's football, but I'm talking about how are you as a man. And TJ is a good-ass man. So I wish them nothing but the best. I wish him nothing but the best. I've seen TJ light defenses up too, so they're in good hands with TJ. But, you know, that's going to be fun next week. Stack's not playing no more. I miss throwing a Stack. I miss throwing all of them boys, but at least I miss watching Stack play because Stack is a good football player.
Shout out Stack coaching though, because he told
coaching. Yeah.
I was gonna say he told me that they won last week, and he coached it up. He said he coached up a great game plan. So shout out.
I think it was close at the end. When my game finished, I came over. They were up by 2 scores. Then I saw Fort Knox throw a gender touchdown. I think they ended up winning by 8. It was,
I don't know.
They did win, but they were blowing them out in the first half, from what they told me.
Yeah,
it was like 30-zip in the first half.
Yeah, but not next session, but probably the one after. Expect to see me out there. Expect to see me out there catching bombs.
But yeah, so
yeah, I know that. But
mental health has been fine. You know, I'm happy where I am. Financially, things are getting a lot better.
Good.
Been working a lot. Spiritually, like I said, I'm getting confirmed in less than 2 weeks. I'm very excited about that.
Amazing, because who the fuck gets confirmed at this age? Like,
very excited about it.
I just said Jesus Christ.
Very excited about it. You know, I'm gonna have a lot of my family there, and hopefully, you know, we can have some friends come by after. Pesci on the adventure. And then emotionally, you know, I've been in a relationship for like a couple months now, a little bit over 2 months with my girl, and it's been really good, you know, so I'm pretty good, you know. I'm never perfect, you're never perfect, but
obviously,
you know, the only thing that was weighing on me was the situation with my, you know, my friend group, but other than that, everything's been fine. I got no complaints. God's been good to me, and
good.
You know, I'm happy to be back on the show.
I am ecstatic. I granted, things did happen in my personal life, but I really think that this was my downfall, is not being here, not being able to give you guys content every week. I just felt lost. I was like, damn. And I don't really do like a lot of planning throughout the week. It's just like I know on Tuesdays, like we got something, you know, we got something to do.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited to be back. So, and make sure you guys tune in next week. We'll be back at the shop, hopefully. Either way, regardless, we're going to have a great guest on. Tyler is one of my closest sports friends. Me and him have had some of the craziest debates. They get super heated, they get super animated and entertaining. So
I'm excited to go through some of his hot takes. I am.
Yeah, I do not expect anything but greatness for next week's episode. So make sure you guys tune in. Man, this was a good one. This was a good one. There's a lot of sports shit to talk about. So this was a good one.
And there's only going to be more next week once the seeding's finalized and the playoffs begin.
Yeah,
because it's going to be, like you said, competitive playing games to start.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm almost more excited about the playing games than the actual playoffs, because if let's say Nets,
they're like game sevens.
Let's say Nets and Lakers both, you know, make it into playing, like, and you got Clippers in playing too. You got Hawks, Cavs, fucking you got Timberwolves, you got firepower to play in. So, man, you got anything to say to close it out?
No, I think that we appreciate all the support, and, you know, we're going to keep doing this. Oh, sorry. The Yankees, the season is about to begin. Joey doesn't watch baseball. You know, I'm a baseball coach. I love baseball. Aaron Boone, I will be coming for your job very soon. So you better be on your P's and Q's. Cross the T's and dot the I's, my friend, because I'll be watching every move you make. Swizz and Pesci.
Pesci and Swizz.